Hey everybody, blessings, family, friends, and followers. I hope everybody is well. Thank you for clicking on this video and sparing me some of your precious time. I'm recording this video on July 13th. It's a Saturday morning. I am in a room which I call my serenity room. This is my writing space. This is where I do my creating and my thinking. And I spend a lot of time with myself preparing to become whatever the path that I'm on is leading me to. I've always wanted to be a writer and an inspirer and someone who uses her thoughts and ideas to bring out the best in people, to ignite the light inside of people and help people to grow and become the best versions of themselves. It has always been a desire of mine to make the world better, one person at a time. And I thought that the best way to do that is, first of all, is to keep the light inside of me shining, to be the best version of myself, to be authentic, to be in a space of joy and gratitude and peace and love, to love myself, to love my surroundings, to love my family, to love my life, and wear that love like a coat. And if you were thinking that that's a strange way of saying that, you never heard anybody say it that way before, wear love like a coat, the reason that I said it that way is because I had written a poem many years ago that I call Love Coat. And basically the poem was just saying, I want to wear love like a coat. I want it to be something that keeps me warm and comforted and safe. And that when I walk around and I go anywhere and anything I touch and everything I do, people will see that coat on me. They will see that glow. They will see that inner love shining through. And maybe I could even help other people ignite the love inside of them, help other people pass it, pay it forward and help other people to also wear their love like a coat. So this is actually strangely enough, this is actually a political video. I'm going to call this video Saturday Talk because there's a few things that I want to talk about. And we're going to see where this conversation leads us. I hope that you would be patient with me because I really do think that at the end of this little talk, this little journey, we might end up somewhere good. The conversation might be something interesting to be a part of, to hear. So the first thing that I would start with is to say, who am I to want to talk about politics? Why do I want to talk about politics? I just want to give you a little background of where I stand when it comes to politics, where I am now compared to where I was. I have only been paying attention and trying to learn as much as I can and to catch up with what I need to know in regards to politics for about 8 years. And the truth is, what caused me to want to start to be involved and pay attention, and what made me got really, really interested in politics was when Donald Trump, when he became president, when he won the election in 2016 and he became the president. And honestly, since then I've been observing the presidencies and what has been happening in the political realm, and I understand now more than I ever did before how laws come to be, how things happen, how things work, how the government works, how the American government works, what was the system like, and I've realized that the American system is very interesting. It is a little bit confusing and complex, and it had been a lot of politicians have been relying on the ignorance of the people. And when I say ignorance, I don't mean stupid people. I mean ignorance as in lack of knowledge of the people, not knowing how the government works. I assume because you think it's complicated, not understanding how things come to be, but yet still some people might participate in the vote without even knowing what they're voting for, who they're voting for, and if they are voting in their best interests. And when I started to realize what I hadn't known before, when I started to realize the things that had benefited me as a young mother in America with my little kids, you know, like the benefits that I had taken advantage of, the benefits that I've had access to as a young mother in America, I now realize that it wasn't it wasn't an accident. It wasn't like it is by design. It's programs. It is people who are involved in politics, and they make rules, and they come up with programs, and they come up with ideas to either make the world no either make lives better of their people or not, or not. I have always been very fortunate to live in what I now know as a blue state, and not just blue states, but extraordinary blue states where the people are very well taken care of. So, in a time and a season in my life when my family did not have a lot in terms of money, we were still able to take advantage of a lot of programs and access to things, including healthcare, that enabled me to start my family and to now have a family of 5 children. I gave birth to 6 children, and I lost one of my children. But the programs that and things that I had access to have helped me a lot to get to the point where I am right now. And my family has now come to the point where we are able to take care of ourselves in a better way. Even though it's still a struggle, we are able to manage without any assistance from the government in any way, without having to sign up with any programs. I've come to this season in my life where I don't want to sign up for any programs. I want freedom from that, you know. But I definitely think that having the access to things that help people out, help them to get their start when they're just starting out, or when they're in a moment of need, I believe that that's a good thing. And I've learned so much over the last 8 years. I've been paying attention, and I've learned the difference between the two parties. And I wouldn't consider myself a part of any particular. I wouldn't consider myself a Democrat or a Republican, because I'm not. I am an immigrant, and I don't register to vote, and I won't vote. The reason being is because, as a resident, not a citizen, I don't vote, you know. But obviously, as a resident, as somebody who lives here, will still reap the benefits from the citizens who contribute to the conversation and use their democracy, their vote, to put the right people in place that will put the right things, the right programs in place that will get things done that would either make my family's life better or worse. And lately I've become a different person than I was throughout this whole 8-year process. In the month of July, I would say I have become even more of an activated person, even more fired up and activated, and knowing what I'm fighting for, and knowing what we could do, and knowing how it can happen, seeing the path. And that's another thing that I would like to mention, is that what makes me different, what makes me want to participate in political conversations, even though I might not necessarily be the type that would back in the day be in this fight, in this realm, in this arena, in this business. What made me decide to contribute to this is because I see myself as an intuitive. I see myself as my personality type, an INFJ empath, not just an empath. An INFJ empath is somebody who absorbs a lot of energy from people around them. I can feel the energy of things. An INFJ is a person, an intuitive, and an INFJ is a person who has the ability to feel compassion for others, to feel empathy for others, but yet still, I could also be logical, and I also could be hard ass at times, and I also could feel nothing, you know, and I have the ability to think about strategic ways that would take emotion and feelings into consideration. I can both combine strategy with emotion, and I can see the clearest, best path to the best outcome. That is my gift and that's my ability. And I wouldn't say that I am a sage, a wise old sage that have been doing this long enough, have been in this field or in this space long enough to fully know how to move in this space. I am honestly in a moment where I am in the ocean and I'm now learning how to swim. But I feel like it's important to have people like me and any kind of people, all kinds of people involved in the political conversation. The political conversation that affects people's lives need to have representation from all aspects of life, from all versions of looking at something. And then after listening to all these different versions, you come up with the best outcome. You find a leader that has the ability to listen to people and then put the important elements, take the important elements from all the things that have been said from the different people and figure out which, and make a plan from that, combining all that knowledge and wisdom that they have learned and gained from other people. And one of the interesting things that I found about this time is that I am not the only person that has been activated. A lot of other people have been activated, and you guys have your own personality, have your own way of looking at life, have your own perspectives and your own experiences and your own gifts and talents. Everybody of all gifts and all talents and different personalities need to be involved. Politics, especially from the democracy standpoint, everybody should participate. You know, I personally am for democracies, but I know that a lot of people would prefer the easy way, which I think is the easy way, but it actually isn't. It's just a more violent, aggressive, meaner, disgusting, toxic way. But people prefer dictatorships because democracy is hard. It is not easy. It is not easy to get everybody, to take into account all these different types of personalities and opinions and bits of knowledge and wisdom and make a plan from all that information. It is a special kind of person with a special kind of superpower. That, I don't see myself as somebody who knows everything, that knows it all, because I really don't. I've come to the realization that even though in this season, it is not about me knowing, you know, although there is an inner knowing, that's driven by intuition. Like my inner knowing is knowing that at the moment, the democratic side the democracy side, the Joe Biden side, the Kamala Harris side. That is the side that everyday people who care about the overall collective, who care about planet Earth, who cares about as many people as possible. If everybody, if it was possible, could find a way to live the best life that is possible for them, you know, to thrive and to live a good life. I believe that democracy is the best way for that. An autocracy only takes into account the autocrat. It only takes into account the leader. Only his feelings matter. Only his ideas matter. And if he doesn't like your ideas, if he doesn't see the potential of your ideas, then your ideas don't make it through. Democracy is exciting. Democracy is an adventure. It's a challenge. It is hard. It is obstacle courses. It is the scenic route to get to where you're going. But it's a solid, if it's done correctly, it could be a solid foundation for joy and happiness and a thriving people. A thriving people. It could be a beautiful story. A beautiful story of peace and harmony and thriving and people working together and people using their skills and their ideas and figuring out how to get the collective to not only survive but to thrive, And it is one of the challenges of this human experience is that we have to share this experience with people who are our opposites, The opposite of the kind of person I am would be a toxic person, a person who thrives in chaos and darkness and doesn't mind if our planet burns. Like when I look outside and I see the rain falling on the trees and I see how refreshed the light, how lively outside is, how refreshing it looks, how it seems the rain is revitalizing the plants outside. And to me, it's full of life and love. But there's some people that would rather look at ashes and fire and death, and they would prefer that. They would thrive in that, And honestly, I don't know why the human experience has to include that and those kind of people, and why instead of us all just living happily and peacefully for the short time that we have to always be fighting off these kind of people. I really don't know. But all I could say is that to me, democracy is better. To me, life is better. Love is better. Renewal is better. So anyway, I will just end this video by saying I just believe that all of us should contribute to the political arena. I say arena, I say realm, I say I don't know what the political space. I want to bring a love movement, and I don't want to lead it because I am an INFJ. That means I am an introverted, intuitive, feeling, judging personality. That means I'm not going to lead a movement. I'm going to sit on the sidelines, and I'm going to encourage, and I'm going to cheerlead, and I'm going to ask the leaders to step up, But we'll figure out who the leader of this movement is at some point. But I would say that, or maybe it doesn't need a leader, but I would say that I would love to see love and life and hope and joy brought into politics. And it's going to be hard because, the frontliners, the people that try to do that at the beginning, while a lot of people don't take them seriously, and underestimate their power, they're going to have to take a lot of the beating before enough people joins that movement and realize that, first of all, we want democracy, because, like I said, it is an adventure to me, and democracy is love. Democracy is love, because democracy is care for the collective, like caring for the individual people and moving as one, you know, but not one. It's like a flow. It's like a flow. Imagine it's like a flow, right? So it is not like one march, not everybody marching in the same direction, but everybody flowing in harmony with each other and creating art and beauty and love and music and life. And we come together, and then we pull apart and we move. And I have fish in my aquarium like that. I'm trying to remember the name. Neon textures, I think. Is that what they are? They're my favorite fish in the aquarium, because they swim together and then they pull apart sometimes, but they swim together and they pull apart, and they're the most artful thing in the aquarium. And I can't remember what they're called, so if I call them the wrong thing in this video, I will make that correction. But they're my favorite fish in the aquarium. And that is what it is. We live in harmony. We flow together, and we make art. We pull apart and we come together and we pull apart. And I hope you could envision in my mind what I'm saying. So again, I'm making these videos because I'm hoping that there's some people that my offering, my style of conversation, and my personality, and the perspective that I offer as an intuitive, as a millennial mom of 5 children, as a growing layman in politics, a growing observer, maturing in her 40s, and finally coming into her own and figuring out her purpose in life and what she wants to do and how she wants to do it. I hope that you enjoy coming on this journey with me. I hope that I can be an encouragement, and you get to watch me become everything that I'm going to become, but, like I said, July 1st, there was a Letitia before July 1st and a Letitia now. And this Letitia is empowered and activated, and I have confidence that where I'm going is to a place of victory and joy and peace and love. And it's going to be the beginning of something beautiful. But we got to fight off the demons. We got to fight off the dark. We have to fight off the energy that is trying to stop us from flowing as one and creating art. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Blessings.